Thanks, babe. Where's the vape cruiser?
Where is that?
I don't know.
Want me to get you one?
Here we go. We are
Start it up, dude.
live. We're live.
We are.
We are live. Trout Golfer already put on a nice little message for us. He said, hit that like, folks. It's all we can do at this point. And that's the thing, folks. If you like the show, if you like us, if you hate us, go ahead and throw in a like because you're going to see more of us, which is going to be fantastic for everybody, including us, because that's why we are here. We are trying to make sure that all of you are getting entertained by
Turn
us.
this fucking volume up, Matt. I can't even hardly hear you. Sound like a midget caught in a storm.
Uh-oh. Hopefully everybody else can hear me okay.
Hopefully
You know,
nobody
I've
heard
got
that.
the new home setup here, so
Yeah, you look great, dude. I look like we're doing a podcast in 2007.
I love that you got good old LIV Golf on behind you. You're playing a replay, I see. Love that.
Oh yeah. First thing
Love
that popped
that.
up, I said, "Why not? It'd be a good conversation piece." I know we got some friends out there that really love this action.
Oh, they do.
Oh shit! Hey,
They
babe,
do.
you got those headphones? I'm prepared.
That's all right. Folks, we weren't planning on doing a remote show. It's just out here in Arizona right now. It is just about to start pissing dust everywhere. So, you know.
Yeah, dude, it's looking. Yeah, there's a scene in the original movie Twister, where he says it's coming right at us, and then the dude turns around and he goes, "No, it's already here." So
Is that in the new one or the old one?
that's in the good one,
The original one. Okay. Yeah, well, I haven't seen the new one. I'm waiting for it to come out. I don't want to go into the movie theater. I don't know what it is lately. I just don't have a huge interest in going to the movie theater, so I'll wait for that one to come out.
People started getting shot at movie theaters. I kind of gave up at that point. And then that weird Joker clown dude, that just kind of did it for me. Let me see if I can connect to the old duds here, get the audio to be a little better.
That'd be great. And then Truck Golfer said you need a booster seat. That's brilliant.
What's going on here with the fucking hat? All right.
Butsy's just getting settled in here, folks. You know, the first 5 minutes of this live podcast, we normally just shoot the shit. We kind of figure out everything that we got going on today. You know, Kyle over at Cart Barn, guys, you're absolutely right. Tornadoes today. Tornadoes, you're out here in Arizona. Hopefully you are safe and sound. But yeah, Butsy sent me a screenshot. I couldn't fucking believe it. It was unbelievable. What? Oh no, you got the sides blacked out again.
No, hang on. I'm just trying to get dialed here I'm going to pop out of here real quick.
God, I feel some sort of way about, like, it almost feels vintage, the remote setup. Because this is how it all started. This is how it started with Mikey Perez, then Bobby Brown, and then really didn't start doing the in-person podcast episodes and the recordings until Butsy came along, and it's been in person really ever since. So this is it's bringing me back. Bringing me back here, Butsy.
Sound core. Hang on. Shit, fuck.
This just reminds me of an old episode with Mikey Perez when he would try to get all of his technology set up. He was not a
Is it Trance
wizard.
or Q20i?
But this just feels right. Absolutely feels right. I'm going to mute you for just a second here, Butsy, while you get your stuff situated over there. Once your picture comes back on, I will unmute you. Oh, there you go. He's coming back now. I just unmuted you. Can you hear me okay?
I sure can. I got you on the headset now. So we
Oh,
should
yes. Here we
good.
go. I think that's the perfect height right there, too. That'll get some... Oh, here we go. What do you got going on there?
We got some discount Signature Select Diet Cherry Cola Soda, hoping that it tastes something like the actual Coca-Cola product. Now that those are about $12 for a 12-pack. So, yeah, got this from Safeway earlier.
That sounds fantastic.
Full review incoming.
Full review incoming. Trot Golfer just said that you are much louder. So let's see if I can edit that real quick. Let me just adjust. Go ahead and talk for us here, Butsy.
No one loves it like me. Nobody who can give you what you need. Like that.
That was special.
That's Keith Sweat, dude, in Ja Rule voice. So what?
Absolutely special. I am just lowering your mic a little bit, and hopefully that will do it. Let's see.
Oh,
Oh, no, it went back to automatic mode. Let's try to get it down to 50. I don't know. It might be a little bit of a pain here. It's automatically adjusting your mic volume, so you're just gonna have to talk a little soft there, Butsy.
I can do that. Welcome to the sexy hour.
I'm gonna bump mine up a little bit.
There you go. That's better.
There we go. All right, we're live. We are absolutely live. We've been dicking around here for a little bit, but we are now locked in to this podcast recording, folks. I know sometimes the first 5-10 minutes we just absolutely are a shit show, and then we get dialed in, okay? We get absolutely dialed in, and I'm ready. Let's rock and roll. We're going to give it the brief moment of silence so that we get the silence going on both sides. So just act normal there, Butsy, for a few seconds.
Oh, look at that haboob.
That ruined the moment of silence. But let's rock and roll. Here we go, folks, in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, everybody, to Pull Hook Golf, the podcast. I'm your host, Matt Cook. We've got Butsy with us as well. There were tornado warnings everywhere today. I didn't see it, but Butsy sent me a screenshot, and he's like, hey, I think we might have to do this one remotely. So I am at my home location. Butsy's at his. No Pull Hook Studios tonight. We're going back to where it all began in the remote sessions back when I was doing remote podcast episodes with Mikey Perez, remote episodes with Bobby Brown, and now remote episode with Butsy. I'm feeling absolutely fantastic. You could tell Butsy is in the flow state right now. If only he could always get his golf game into that flow state, he'd be absolutely crushing it every single time. But welcome back on, Butsy. How you been?
I'm doing good, man. Good start to the week here. Excited to be here. I'm glad that we at least got to make this happen. I'm sorry. I really thought like there was a chance one of us could die tonight in this storm, and
well, yeah, it's
looking. I know Tucson had some tornadoes touch down yesterday evening late, and it's on its way. I'm down here in Chandler, and I'm looking at. You remember the movie Independence Day when the ship crests over? It's what it looks like out here. So
it's not looking good. Not looking good out there. So
no, it's
glad we played it safe. You know, sometimes you risk it for the biscuit, but tonight we're playing it safe.
Yes.
So just saying. And Trot Golfer, he went ahead and he let us know that on the west side, it is crystal clear right now.
Well, yeah, they always get hit last. So,
But see, I don't think you would have made it as a weatherman, even though most weathermen normally screw up anyways. So I think that's what Trot Golfer's trying to say. He's trying to say we were a little bit too conservative tonight, but that's okay. Cart Barn guys, now Kyle, he's on your side. He said he went to Fry's, loaded up on water and batteries. How you doing on the toilet paper there, Kyle? We're worried about you over there, so make sure that you stay well wiped. You know, you need that toilet paper.
Kyle tends to, I think he probably loads up out there at Papago from the on-course bathroom. I think he's got enough for about 30 years piled up in the house. Smart. I went to Home Depot. I bought a bunch of 20-year food supplies.
Oh, wow. Cans?
Yeah. Cans, sandbags. I got a bunch of MREs. Yeah, a lot of cool fire logs and stuff like that to stay warm when this thing hits. So we're going to be okay. And we could send somebody for you if it gets bad enough and you're not as well equipped. So
I appreciate that. Yeah, that would be great. Now, Nick Novinsky says it's getting dark out here in Chandler. He can confirm.
Yep.
I think that's just nighttime. I think it's getting nighttime. So, Yeah, anyways, Trot Golfer, he also throws in that lots of Mormons on the east side. Lots of Mormons out there. So I don't know what that means, but it sounds great. Love the Mormons. We love the people. And here we go. On tonight's episode, we've got the 2023 Paris Olympics golf recap. This is going to be a big part of this episode. Now, the Windham Championship, we're also going to preview that, which it is the end of the PGA Tour's regular season. We're about to hit the playoffs. Playoffs. Did I hear somebody say playoffs? Oh, here we go. Swanie style segment, of course, the fan favorite, which caught some traction last week with the USA outfits. And then we've got player of the year debate. We're going to talk a little player of the year action. I know it's still early. There's still some time left for these guys to make a case. I just... Butsy, there we go. All right. And let's give a quick shout out to our sponsor, Swannies Golf. Always bringing the freshest gear. I've got on the Swannies Polo tonight. They've just dropped, by the way, a brand new luggage set. So a duffel bag, backpack, a cooler bag, and then a bag for your golf shoes. So if you're ever invited to go play a country club, don't ever change your shoes in the parking lot. Make sure that you are taking your golf shoes into the actual locker room. And now you can have a Swannies shoe bag to walk in there with a handle, looking sharp, looking like you were meant to be there. So just throwing that out there. They've got a brand new luggage set. And you can utilize Polehook Golf 25, the promo code. Once again, Polehook Golf 25 at checkout for 25% off your entire order at swannies.co. Let's fucking go. Here we go. The Olympics. It is over. It is over. Well,
Yeah.
It's not over, but the golf for the men is over. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
Olympic
it is.
golf podium was quick breakdown here. Gold medal winner Scotty Scheffler, 19 under.
Whew.
We got Tommy Fleetwood at 18 under, silver medal winner from Great Britain. And then we got the bronze medal winner in Hideki Matsuyama. So real excited about the top three. Let's start off with Scotty Scheffler, who he looked like he did during the Open Championship. I don't know if anybody caught this, but he was just kind of plotting his way along the first 3 days. Wasn't playing great. His ball striking wasn't great. But then all of a sudden comes Sunday. Holy shit.
It's like he went to bed with an American flag as a comforter that night and then woke up and remembered what he was there for, you know?
I completely agree. And the thing is, in that final round, he looked dialed. He started off with 3 straight birdies, got 3 under right off the bat. He finished at 3 under for the front 9. So he ended up parring out the rest of the front 9. But then just decides, hey, you know, I'm Scotty mother effing Scheffler. I give 2 craps if I'm wearing baseball pants out here.
Yeah.
And he went out there and he dominated. He went 6 under on the back 9 to shoot a 62 and take the gold.
Yeah.
That was not the American we thought, though, right?
No, and man, I think they were in the notes. Are we going to touch on the baseball pants?
Oh, we are. We're going to get to that in the Swanee style segment.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
not the moment yet. Stay tuned.
No,
folks.
dude, it was really cool. I mean, obviously, you know, I was playing golf and I caught the feed sparsely, but to see him crying there, and it was just really a pretty special deal.
Yeah, he said he's an emotional man. He goes, normally after winning an event, you go and you sign your scorecard, you get a few moments to yourself. He's like, normally that's when I cry. He's like, so.
He normally cries.
That's what he said. Now, granted, he said that he has a moment to himself, whatever. But with the Olympics, you're kind of going from one thing to the next and you're getting the gold medal pretty much right away. So he said he didn't really have that chance to kind of collect himself and get out there and so forth. So, long story short, Scotty Scheffler was bawling during the medal ceremony and was really emotional for him. So, Scotty Scheffler, gold medal winner. Now, Tommy Fleetwood Tommy, on the other hand, he shoots 3 under on the front 9 and then 6 under on the back 9 for a 62.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, sorry, that was Scotty Scheffler. What the frick am I doing?
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, I got to follow the notes here. So Tommy Fleetwood, cut that out. But Tommy Fleetwood, he played great in the final round outside of one poor chip on the 17th hole. I don't know if you caught that or not, but Tommy Fleetwood on 17, he hit a poor iron shot over the green. And from there, he was kind of up against the collar a little bit. But it was enough to where maybe a little distracting, but not enough to like really get in the way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so he skull fucked a chip to the front of the green, probably 30 feet past where the pin was. And sure enough, misses the putt. And that's what cost him. On 18, he actually got up and down from a really tough spot and finished off with a par. That sealed his silver medal win. And yeah, I mean, Trot Golfer's over here commenting that he almost made it. He almost did. I mean, so just that one little blunder for Tommy Fleetwood. And it did. It looked like the pressure got to him on hole 17, knowing that he was tied for the lead. And all he had to do was come in and par in to go into a playoff with Scotty Scheffler.
Mm-hmm. Does this happen a lot to Fleecewood?
He's got the history of never winning in America, right? So never winning on the PGA Tour. He definitely has struggled under pressure at major championship golf courses, I would say. I think that's fair to say. He really hasn't gotten that elephant off of his back. And the other thing about Tommy Fleetwood, and by the way, I love Tommy Fleetwood. Fairway Jesus, love Tommy Fleetwood. However, Tommy Fleetwood looks kind of like the Hunchback of Notre Dame out there at times. You know, he's kind of hunched over. His shoulders are like falling back. And man, it's just Tommy Fleetwood. Is
that a tension? Does he look tense to you?
Doesn't look tense. It's just kind of like his shoulders are rounded in a way
inbred.
That it looks like he might
inbred.
It might be. So we got Tyson here who said, Tommy Fleetwood, you mean Fairway Jesus? We sure do. Trot Golfer mentions that his shirt's untucked. What a slob, with a bunch of laughing emojis. And he did have the shirt untucked. He did look a little sloppy out there, but it's kind of his style, I feel like. He kind of has that homeless look to him a little bit. And
the ratty journeyman.
Yeah. And he kind of plays that way too, in my opinion. But he's so dang good, and that swing is so good that it's just shocking that he doesn't win more. And that gets to our bronze medal winner, which was Hideki Matsuyama, who at 17 under par, how does he not win more? His golf swing is fantastic, and he's just got a great game. But I did notice something. So today I watched
what stood out for you
again. What stood out for me today, because I'm like, all right, I watched it live on Sunday. I was sitting on the couch watching it live, and then early in the morning, and then I wanted to re-watch it just to pick up on that back nine as to everything that took place between Rahm, Schauffele, like when it really started to fall apart. Because when you weren't looking for it, there wasn't really that moment that you're like, oh, wow, this is all going to hell in a handbasket. Well, for Hideki Matsuyama, it looks like the putting stroke. The putting stroke isn't super consistent, and it's kind of up and down. Like it's a weird putting stroke. I never really noticed that before. Not jabby. It's almost like a big arc, but like up and down. And he kind of swipes at it almost. I don't know. Like when he's putting good, he putts really good, but I think that might be where his game... why we don't see him consistently on top of the leaderboard. And yes, Trot Golfer's right. The heel is up. Tyson mentions here on YouTube as well that too much pendulum. And it's valid. I mean, I noticed that with that final round because I was literally watching in the replay. I'm like, why does he not? Why is it?
So what does that mean? You think that means he needs to like strike it a little more?
He's got to keep the putter lower. You know,
okay.
It's almost like he needs to keep it a little bit more level instead of popping up, and then the toe being up, by the way, normally leads to a pull. So
Yeah.
there's that.
Okay.
And it's not a great looking putting stroke in my opinion, but that might be the reason why he doesn't win more and isn't more consistent, because that golf swing is fantastic.
Well, that's what I was just gonna say. I mean, we talk about this with a lot of guys, right? Like, oh my God, his golf swing, he absolutely flushes it. And there's usually one common denominator, and the ball just doesn't go in the hole for some of
Yeah.
these guys when it needs to. Um, Not a lack of opportunity, right? Like, how many greens did Matsuyama hit? Probably a bunch.
He did. He hit a bunch. I mean, he played very solid all week long. So
18 greens every day, probably. So,
not quite, but certainly he was up there in terms of greens and regulation. Now, Kyle over at Car Barn Guy says the only thing a golfer needs is mow daylight. Mow daylight. Love that.
man, that's all a golfer needs, Kyle. That is a dynamite fucking drop in right there. That is just some insane knowledge, and thank you.
Thank you for that. Trot golfer says lie angle needs to be flattened. If I could talk to him, he says. So I would love to see him with a lab putter. Just saying.
I'd like to see, I think Trot would like to see him maybe with the long putter and maybe like a pseudo chest anchor.
Just a
I mean,
little.
this guy has gone on a campaign against long hard banger. Unbelievable.
Trot golfer. So we're talking about trot golfer, and if you don't follow what trot golfer is all about, he's really become a anti-anchoring kind of guy. And on social media and so forth, Trot, you should share your Instagram handle here on the YouTube channel. I'll post it up here. But Trot golfer, not a fan of Bernhard Longer because he really feels like he's anchoring. And he's got a lot of proof of this, to where it's the wrist that it looks like it's anchoring versus the hand. Like the hand is away from the body, but the wrist is like tucked up against the tit.
He put together
And
like a compilation video
he
of
did.
several instances, like a detective almost. And
I was
um,
tagged in it.
yeah, same. Yeah, he let
Yeah,
me know. And I don't think I mean, he's not wrong. You
he's
can
not
see
wrong.
it's clearly the tension is up against the chesticle, and yeah, he's cheating.
You
But who,
you just
they're
hate
going
to
to
see
call
it.
that? They're not
You
going to
hate to
call
see it.
that on him.
Yeah, I mean it's more of a gentleman's kind of. He's got to call it on himself at that point, you know.
Yeah.
So it is a forearm under the pec is what Trot golfer is stating. He is not a Bernhard Longer fan because of that. He doesn't like the cheaters. Doesn't like the cheaters. Neither do I. But you know, that's something that, you know, he's really taking a liking and a real, what is it called? A real interest in
Yeah.
Bernhard Longer and where he is at with that putter. Now, let's get into the leaderboard rundown here really quick. Fourth place was Victor Perez. He put up a pretty good run, getting to minus 16, almost medaled for France. He was the local boy from France. You got T5s with Rory and Rahm at minus 15.
Hmm.
Seventh place was Nikolai Hojegaard with 14 under. Eighth place was Tom Kim at 13 under. You got T9s with Corey Connors, Jason Day, Joaquin Neiman, Thomas Dietrich, and also Xander Schauffele. Now, Xander Schauffele and John Rahm were tied going into that final round. So what the hell happened? Let's get into the real stories from the Olympics. First of all, John Rahm's collapse. Didn't see it coming. Did not.
I didn't see John Rahm's collapse, so you'll have to verbally relive that for me a little
All
bit
right.
here.
Let me break this down for everybody. And in case you guys didn't see the Olympics either, this is going to be really helpful because John Rahm, he was 5 under on the front 9. He had a 5-shot lead over Scotty Scheffler. And with the lead over Scotty Scheffler, it looked like he was in total control. He was absolutely killing it. And then you get to the back 9. Sorry, Butsy, that background noise is really loud.
Sorry,
Just
I
from
got
all
a
the
little,
paper and everything.
my bad. It's got a package here. I just wanted to multitask. Go ahead. Sorry. I'll be quiet.
The second part to this is that on the back 9, he ends up shooting 4 over to finish tied for 5th. Now, I was watching in the replay because seeing it live, once again, you kind of see him go bogey, another bogey, par, bogey, 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 bogey. And you sit there and you're like, man, Jon Rahm, what the hell? Like, when did this all go wrong? Well, I will tell you, he missed a 3-foot putt. Another one. Remember he missed the 3-foot putt in LIV, back in LIV Golf UK, but got away with it because Terrell Hatton ended up missing a short putt on the 18th hole. Well, this one seemed to rattle Jon Rahm. And when he made that bogey, all of a sudden, he didn't look like the same guy. And then he made a couple more, and he ended up getting into a tie for the lead with Tommy Fleetwood. And Scotty Scheffler was just kind of in the background, just balling out and just creeping his way up towards the top of the leaderboard. And Jon Rahm just looked like he lost that level of confidence that he had. Yeah. He looked on the front 9, he looked like there was no chance anybody was going to catch him. And confidence is a very tricky thing, folks, especially at that level, because there's levels to confidence. There is not Jon Rahm is now confident because he won at LIV Golf UK, and now he's not going to screw up or anything bad is going to happen to him. Sure enough, it showed that he was not locked in on that back 9, got shook up by that short missed putt. And then once again, if you look closely and watch that replay, which Peacock has a great replay of the final round. I know it's on YouTube as well, I believe. But that back 9, Jon Rahm was not the same player. And again, to shoot 4 over par after you shoot 5 under on the front 9, gosh, that is a tough look. But it also goes to the fact that these guys were feeling some real pressure out there at the Olympics. This is no longer Zika virus, Rio in Brazil, to where people don't want to go down there, don't want to play because it's the first Olympics for the Olympic golf. I don't know what I was trying to say there.
They want to be there. There's some pride behind it. Little Ryder Cup-esque, they want to be there. They're trying to play good.
They do now. I still remember, and once again, we talked about this last week.
How
Jason Day didn't want to be a part of it. He felt he regretted that. Dustin Johnson didn't go. Jordan Spieth didn't go. Rory McIlroy didn't go to the first Olympics. So it wasn't that big of a deal then. And now it's gotten back to where you really have an interest and people are representing their countries. And I think that goes a long way to where that's a different type of pressure that they necessarily haven't had outside of the Ryder Cup. I mean, you were right by bringing that up. Now, Xander Schauffele, he just looked like he lost his form. I mean, he looked great early. He had an eagle chance on the 3rd hole, birdied the 4th hole as well, so went birdie on the 3 and 4. Then it ran into a little bit of a par streak. And the problem with Xander, with his little par streak, was the fact that he started hitting some mini pull hooks.
Did you get that just now in your phone?
No.
I just got a National Weather Emergency Service alert that blocked the whole screen out. It literally said, "Stay alive. Possible tornadoes in the area."
Wow. Hopefully we don't lose internet connection tonight.
Oh, it's looking. Yeah, sorry about that.
That's okay. Watch out in Chandler, folks. You got to be careful out there in good old Chandler, okay? Now, as we continue into Xander Schauffele, he couldn't hit his fairway woods. His fairway woods were horrendous. I mean, he was pull hook and everything. And granted, it wasn't a full-on pull hook. It was more like a pull draw into the left rough, but he definitely, and it's funny because Brad Faxon on the broadcast talked about how, driver was his straightest club all week long, but you start getting under pressure and you got these shorter holes and you're hitting these fairway woods, which nowadays with all the technology and everything, the fairway woods aren't as easy to hit as your driver. So maybe there was a little bit something there where his fairway woods, he hasn't really hit them off the tee all that often and just really struggled. And then he ended up, missing a short putt on 8. So once again, another guy who missed a short putt, got rattled by it, but that was on the par 3 8th. And John Rahm got up and down and had like a 25-footer to save his par, drains it. Xander's got about a 3 to 4 foot putt, and he was already starting to fall a little bit behind a Rahm. And sure enough, misses the putt, and all of a sudden you're going, oh shit.
Uh-oh.
Xander doesn't really look like the Xander that was confident at the Open Championship. Like he didn't look quite right, and it just kind of looked like he lost his form from that point forward, and even made a uncharacteristic mistake hitting an approach shot into a green in the water, and he just never really recovered from that. So that's where he dropped down. But I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you think the pressure of Jon Rahm being a LIV guy and there being kind of this LIV Golf PGA Tour and
Stigma.
Xander for the first time kind of being the guy from the PGA Tour side, and after John Strong's start to where after the front nine, he's got a 3-shot lead over Xander, do you think that Xander might have felt the pressure there from John and never really recovered?
I think absolutely, dude. It's like impossible to say that that's not true. For sure. Yeah.
And I think in a lot of ways, because they were in the same group together, that they were like, I think Xander felt that pressure from John first before John collapsed.
Correct.
And Xander kind of fell off form, and then John just fell apart.
Like,
I mean,
that's
that
like
was
you
tough
just
to
said,
watch.
Matty. Xander's brand new to the being the guy party, right? Now he's the guy. And probably a little more weight on his little baby shoulders, I'm sure.
Definitely. Now, as we move beyond those two guys that are really around the real story of this whole thing, there's one more storyline, which is what could have been for Wyndham Clark. Because Wyndham finishes at 11 under, okay? He's T14. Not that big of a deal, right? But he started the Olympics going bogey, double, bogey. So right off the bat, he was 4 over par. Not only that, but he played the second hole 4 over for the entire week. So if
He
you
loves
remove
that hole.
if you remove that poor start and you remove that second hole, he's tied for the bronze medal with Hideki Matsuyama.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like Wyndham, so I'll just leave that there. Not a big Wyndham fan. I don't like his face. And I don't know what it is about it. He's probably a great guy, but just not a big fan.
Not a big fan. My follow-up question was going to be, why? Why don't you like him? Was there an instance? Was there something that happened? But you just don't like his face.
I just think he's like, it's like new money almost on PJ Tour. He just kind of comes across as kind of a cocky dude, even though he really probably isn't. I don't know. You know, you just see some people and you're just kind of like, I just don't really, you just kind of a twit.
You know what it is? It is his Masters comments. When he made those comments about LIV Golf.
That partially that.
I can tell that certainly would have rubbed you the wrong way. And
he's like a modern day
little stigma.
Like a modern day Rory Sabatini, if you will.
Tyson here off of YouTube says that he hates Rory just like how you hate Wyndham Clark.
I hate Rory too, so thanks. I don't hate. Hate's a strong word. I respect what these guys do, but they're just people I'm just not into them.
Now, Trot Golfer is saying it's the pants for the American side, which it makes sense that Xander would have been embarrassed in those pants and might have fallen apart because of that. Scotty Scheffler, that's a guy who just does not care what he's wearing. He doesn't care how he looks, what he's wearing, anything along those lines. He's just there to ball out. So I think
Scheffler's
that's why Scotty
hat
played
is
so
never
well.
on straight. Like if you look at Scotty, his hat is never fucking straight. Not that mine is either, but it's always just like he's looking at a putt and it's like up here. And
it's
then
worse than that. It's like off
it's
to
all
the
like,
side.
we played good today. What happened to the hat out there, dude? Maybe it's a thing.
Buddy?
Maybe he just touches it and that's kind of there's a superstition there. Who knows?
It could be.
Scotty's a guy I look at Scotty if he never opened his mouth and set up next to Wyndham, and I just look at Wyndham and I don't know. I just don't fucking like you that much. I don't know. You're probably awesome. we'd probably get along great. I just, yeah, yeah.
Wow, interesting. And he's a Scottsdale guy too, so that's tough. Tough. But here's the other thing about Wyndham. Now, he's been dealing with some confidence issues of late. I've heard that from his team. And this could be the performance that really boosts his confidence moving forward. And I think that what we just talked about with the Masters, to when he talked about the LIV guys, he had a good first round and then just shit the bed in the second round because of the crazy weather that we had at the Masters this past year. And sure enough, he has struggled really ever since. Outside of his Pebble Beach performance and the Masters first day, just has struggled. And so it's definitely been a confidence thing. And everybody has to be reminded, he just broke through a year ago.
Correct.
Right?
And that's part of the deal, though. He broke through, but as soon as he did, he got very, very high on the horse. It seemed like.
That's
you don't
fair.
have to agree. I know you don't agree with that, but
No,
like,
that's
I
fair. I mean,
get
it's a
that
fair,
feeling.
it's a fair take.
I'll
Whether or
probably
not
run
I agree
into
with
him.
it or not.
Probably run into him at Costco tomorrow, and it's so good to meet you. My God, you're one of my favorite ones out there. But just while we're sitting here, bullshit. I don't know.
But I do think that golf needs him because he is that kind of cocky personality. And I wish that he hadn't faltered when he started to be himself, because you really started to see the personality, kind of that sports jock. And we talked about that a little bit last week as well, about how we wanted people to see the real side of golf with this podcast.
Yeah.
The trash talking and all that. And Wyndham has done it publicly to where all of a sudden people were like, whoa, what is this? Like, this isn't normal. This guy's cocky and arrogant and this and that. Kind of like how you took it. And I kind of took it as, this is just the normal bullshit, like trash talking and so forth. Has the tornado hit your place?
I'm hearing some big rumblings going on.
I heard that one. Jeez, stay safe up there, okay?
What if you just saw the fucking feed get wiped out? Just gone completely.
Like there goes Butsy. He's like little Tonta, just getting taken away. And Trot, you're right. So here's the thing. Trot says Matt's holding on to Wyndham. I am holding on to Wyndham. I like
he
Wyndham.
loves Wyndham.
I like his game. I really do. I think it's a strong game. He's a great putter, and eventually that confidence is going to come back. He's going to figure it out. But
that's an East Coast guy, though. That makes sense. You're an East Coast guy. That makes sense. You would love Wyndham.
Let's move
We're stuck on Wyndham.
Let's go from Wyndham to the Windham Championship preview. You see that segue? That's a professional segue right there, folks.
Wow.
Going from Wyndham Clark to the Wyndham Championship preview.
No edit necessary.
None. Right there.
Wow.
Bang.
Great
In your
work.
face. My pleasure. Now, this is the final regular season event on the PGA Tour. Are you absolutely juiced for the FedEx Cup?
A little bit. Yeah, I don't know.
It's taken me a lot of years.
Not really.
To finally start getting into the FedEx Cup. And I feel like I'm not there yet. Maybe when the first event happens, which this year there's going to be a really cool first event. Actually, I'm sorry. Not the first event, the second event. The BMW Championship, you know where that's going to be at?
No.
Colorado at Castle Pines.
Woo!
Let's fucking go. I'm so pumped for that event. Absolutely pumped. Castle Pines is a dope spot.
We should go to it.
We should go to it.
Let's go to it.
We can make that happen.
We could probably get some tickets. We know some people.
I got to reach out to, well, you know what I want? I want the media passes. So I'm going to hit up the PGA Tour and apply for a media pass.
Pull Hook qualifies, right? As a media outlet.
We do. It's just whether or not they're going to let us.
They're going to grant it?
Yeah, because we've talked a lot of shit on this podcast. And, I mean, but rightfully so. We should. Like, there's got to be somebody out there that's talking, the real shit that goes on. So,
I mean,
it is what it is.
It's been without too much color. It's been pretty clean. So, yeah. A compromise between what your ego wants you to do, what experience tells you to do, and what your nerves let you do. Dynamite, Kyle.
Wow,
Just
Kyle's
firing
on fire
it
tonight from the
up
Carpenter
tonight.
guys.
Just
You can tell this
Googling stuff.
guy has been playing some good golf. His mindset is there.
Oh my God, where is he finding this shit?
That I'm telling you what, I feel like that is off the top of his noggin right there.
Oh, no fucking way. Too many apostrophes in there.
Yeah, you're probably
It's
right.
too well written.
It's Chat GPT for sure. All right,
Oh my
now
God.
with with that said, we'll get into the full FedEx Cup preview next week, as well as LIV Golf for the Greenbrier event. This is going to be the first time at the Greenbrier since. Wow,
What in the hell is that, man?
that was a phone call. Talk about not doing this in quite some time in terms of the remote setup, because the computer was not set to focus mode or do not
Hmm.
disturb, which it
Oh.
needed to be. So
Hmm.
it is what it
Live and
is.
learn.
Yeah,
Live
you
and learn.
really do. You live,
You,
you learn, and you get better and you improve. And that's what Wyndham Clark is going to do. But again, this is the final regular season event on the PGA Tour at the Windham Championship preview. Last chance for FedEx Cup points, last chance to get in. And the previous winner. Now, do you remember last year? This was when Lucas Glover broke out and he ended up winning the event, and he started all of a
Mhm.
sudden like he could putt again for the first time
Yeah.
ever because of the lab putter.
Yeah.
And he made a run for the Ryder Cup and so forth. So this is a fun event. It is at Sedgefield Country Club in Greensboro, North Carolina. Designer Donald Ross.
DR.
And yeah, this is going to be another one where, it's a shorter course. It's par
Hmm.
70, 7,131 yards. But
Hmm.
Donald Ross, we know about Donald. He's got the true greens and very strategic bunkering. That is common on Donald Ross golf courses, and it is no different here at Sedgefield Country Club in Greensboro, North Carolina. So we got an
Fairfield
event in
Country
front of us
Club.
in Greensboro, North Carolina. Go ahead, give me the Greensboro, North Carolina.
Fairfield Country Club, Greensboro, North Carolina. Sorry, we got a
There
little
you go.
action there in the feed.
Oh yeah,
We're losing visibility from the porch here. Okay, we're gonna be okay.
you're gonna be all right. You might be chewing on some dust here in a bit, but Trot's giving
Won't
Kyle some
be.
props. You know, Trot Golfer said a bunch of nobodies in this. Dreams will come true this week. Well, we do
That's
have
valid.
some. We still got some. So here's the field analysis. Let's go over our field analysis and betting odds. I'm putting these two together this week.
Okay.
We've got Sung Jae Im at plus 1,200. He is the leader coming into this. I believe he's ninth in the FedEx Cup points, if I'm not mistaken. Only one in the top 10. Then you got Billy Horschel and Siwoo Kim at plus 2,200. Brian Harmon, Shane Lowry at plus 2,500. Cam Young, plus 2,800. Aaron Rye and Davis Thompson, plus 3,000. Christian Buzadenholt and Akshay Bhatia, plus 3,500.
Christian
Cam
Booty Hole, what you
Davis.
say?
Oh, yeah, Christian Butthole. Cam Davis and Jordan Spieth at plus 4,000. We got Keegan Bradley and Kirk Kitayama at plus 4,500. Thomas Dietrich and Minwoo Lee at plus 5,000. And then Luke Clatton at plus 5,500. That's the amateur from FSU.
Okay.
You like that field?
I got the Sanjay. If you're gonna ask me, that's who we're going with.
For the pole hook picks, you're going with Sung J M, huh?
Sanjay. Hmm.
Wow. Okay. So Kyle over at Cart Barn Guys, he's
Thomas
going with
Dietrich.
Thomas Dietrich, who played well at the Olympics. I like that pick. We got Trot Golfer going with Down syndrome Billy H. That's just not right. That's just not right.
I'm gonna win.
Now,
I'm here to win.
I'm gonna go with Aaron Rye. Okay. Going with two
Mm.
glove Aaron Rye. I like Aaron Rye this week. He's been very consistent, and I'm hoping he breaks through for the first time. I don't see Sungjae winning this golf tournament. I don't know what they're thinking with putting him at the top. This is going to be one of those that if I post this on Instagram, that I said Sung JM can't believe that he is the favorite for the week, you know he's gonna fucking win if I do that.
Well, please God do it, because I'm throwing cheese on Sung Jays. Never mind, I can't say that.
So I might throw down just a clip on Instagram so that he wins for you.
Thank you.
How you feel
If you
about
would
that?
be so, I think that would be really nice of you, man.
Think that would be good?
If you could bless the entire world with your ability to navigate the winter, that would be
Oh,
pretty cool.
no. Got another one. The road to success is always under construction. That's God. Once again, folks, Kyle from Cart Barn Guys is becoming a staple here right now. Just absolute gems coming out of him. And Trot Golfer says that Joseph Highsmith is the dark horse.
Ooh,
Like that. I like that a lot.
Joseph has me. Okay. All right.
Now we're moving into the Swanee style segment here, folks. So the
Now, I
question
can't
is,
see your shirt. I can't see that tonight. You're gonna get closer
on,
to the camera.
No. Hang on. I
We got
you.
Zoom.
I got you. Wait for this. Let's see this. Team USA.
Wah, wah, wah.
The question I have for you is, did Team USA, after seeing them out there all week, did they have the worst outfits of the week out of all the other countries?
Did. Look at Wyndham over there looking like the antagonist in Top Gun 2. Just can't even fucking stand it. Ugh.
Oh, that's awesome. The antagonist. He looks like the Iceman. Yeah.
He's the guy.
Yeah, he's
Oh.
Iceman. He could also be Goose. You know, it just depends on how you look at him, really. Now, with that said, with the U.S. potentially having the worst outfits of the week, what was your thoughts on the Aussies? Bam.
Good looking outfit right there.
God, I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah.
I wanted
What
you
is that?
so
Is that
badly to
Is that
say
the
that.
coach of the Oregon Ducks right there? Look at that.
I gotta tell you, I actually liked it. I everybody was shitting on him because he had his hair up and everything with the visor, and the bright yellow with the green. But I liked it. I thought it was a solid look. The visor could go. I'm not a big
He looks
visor
like
guy.
he's gonna run down the dock and scream at somebody like he's the rowing coach for Oregon. Like, look at that.
That is a really good call there. It is fantastic. Really like that a lot.
Oh, oh.
Let's get into the Team USA pants, okay? That's our next talking point of this. Have you, the question that I have, okay, and I'm going to bring this up as well, because if you look at Scotty Scheffler, the side of his pants, there is white stripes with red going down the middle. And the question that I have for you, when was the last time you wore pants with stripes down the sides?
Look, I understand the homage, but it's homage paid from a foreign company trying to manufacture what the United States is, and obviously baseball is the American pastime. So let's put them in some baseball pants. I get the theory behind doing that, and I don't know if I'm right about that. I could be completely wrong, but that was my first thought when I saw it was, okay, that's homage to American baseball, and it's the American pastime. Let's put a stripe on the pants that looks like old baseball pants from the 20s on up. So
yeah, you sent me a text over the weekend saying, did you see those horrible baseball pants? And I'm like, I haven't seen or worn pants like that since probably Little League. So
the pockets are baseball pants. Yeah, they're baseball pants.
They really are. You hate to see it out there on a golf course.
Yeah.
Not a fan of that at all. So,
no, it looks stupid, dude. You look like yeah. Isn't that what the dude in Home Alone, the guy that ran the elevator, wasn't he wearing pants like that too?
Bellman. Yeah, good Bellman wears the gold.
Those are Bellman pants.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point as well. Maybe New York City. You know, Jay Lindenberg was like, you know, Home Alone too.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow, we're really digging into that.
Yeah, was that Home
Lost
Alone
in
too?
New York.
Yeah,
Lost in New York. Yeah, we got a Trump sighting in there too. Yeah.
Sure do. Now, I almost choked on my own spit. Let's get into the next part of this episode, which is the Player of the Year debate. Is this over with right now, in your opinion, between Scottie Scheffler and Xander Schauffele?
There's a debate about that?
There was, I believe, before the Olympics. People were saying, man, Xander Schauffele has the better of the 2 years because he won 2 majors. Even though Scottie has won 5 times, he's got the 2 majors. So,
efficiency.
what do you think in terms of who's had the better year so far? Who is the player of the year as it stands right now?
It's not even close, man. We never had a conversation comparing Xander to Tiger. We did that with Scottie this year. If that's even in the room, well, there you go. Enough said, in my opinion.
I'm with you. Let me break this down for everybody so that you understand why Scottie Scheffler by far has had the better year. First of all, he won the Masters. He won the Players, which is basically the 5th major. So there's 2 majors right there. You got the Arnold Palmer, which was a Signature Series event. You got the RBC Heritage, that was a Signature Series event. You got the Memorial, that was a Signature Series event. You got the Travelers, that was a Signature Series event. So yes, he fucking dominated when the best players on the PGA Tour were playing against each other. And now he has won the gold in the Olympics, which we saw so many people crumble under the pressure that have not even crumbled under the pressure in major championships. So to me, Scottie Scheffler by far is the guy who has had the best year by far. I'm with you on that. He's also got 14 top 10s, 2 runner-ups. And then if you look at Xander Schauffele, yes, he's won 2 majors, the PGA Championship and the Open Championship. He's got 12 top 10s, so he's got 2 less top 10s than Scottie Scheffler, and he's only got 2 runner-ups, just like Scottie Scheffler. So if you look at the contract behind the if you look at the actual stats behind the 2 players of their resumes this year, Scottie Scheffler, no doubt. But that leads me into my next question. What if Xander wins the FedEx Cup or wins multiple events leading to winning the FedEx Cup? I
don't give a shit.
Is this a question yet again, or is it still Scottie?
No, and again, you asked me early on, are you excited for the FedEx Cup? I've been jaded the entire season. I've said this every episode. You still don't have all the best players in the world competing for that title. There are still some of the best in the world over on LIV. It's just like, I don't know. I'm excited. I'll watch it because it's good golf, but it's not golf 5 years ago in the same dynamic. You know what I mean? It's just not.
Okay, fair enough. I've gotten recently more into the FedEx Cup. I do think that Xander Schauffele, if he goes on a run, I think it becomes a conversation again. However, I'm still with Scottie on this one. I think Scottie has done enough this year to where there is no Xander Schauffele being player of the year this year, even if he goes on a run. So we're on the same page there. Same page. Might seem like a weird page, but we're on the same page.
It's a page nonetheless.
It's a page nonetheless.
Shit.
All right, that's all we got. So now we're into our final segment, which is the audience Q&A, folks. If you've got any questions you want to ask us, any commentary that you want us to get into, we're in a rare form tonight. We kept this one a little bit quicker just because the remote sesh, there's a tornado going on here in Arizona. There's haboobs, dust storms. I think there's like 15 different storms that are all combining into one. They're calling it the megastorm of all megastorms.
We got some new sex machines that showed up today, too. I've not heard of these, but we're going to give them a go. They got PXG tips on them. Looks like 2 different flex profiles. Have you heard of these, Matt?
What are they?
They're like rainbow colored Newton shafts.
Never heard of them.
Have you guys seen these? First sneak peek here. Not supposed to be showing these off.
I still need the PXG deal. So PXG, hit up your boy. I need to get that set up, and then I can start to throw in some of those shafts, and we can go test them out.
Well, I think we can absolutely do a live pod from HQ, and I think part of that would include us trying out all the new shit, maybe some prototype stuff. So if you're still open to doing that on site, I know we have a beautiful studio over there at
Oh,
Pull
but
Hook headquarters, but
I would still
yeah,
be down for that 100%.
okay, all right. Well,
I
I'll
got to
reach
get
out
set up.
tonight.
I got to get set up with some new equipment.
We
I'm
got to be
still
matching.
we got to be. I
We
mean,
should get
PXG's got
PXG
to
motorcycles together.
we really should. We really should. And in addition to that, I mean, what podcast fits PXG better? Nobody except for us.
Nobody, baby.
Yeah.
Can't
So here's the thing.
on.
Look at Dylan Vaudry's comment right here, PXG. If you're listening to this, the equipment thing would be dope.
Yeah.
So we've got something here with our audience and wanting to see us in the PXG gear at PXG headquarters, can fit whatever, testing out equipment. It could be a great time. And
two of my
pretty
contacts
beneficial.
over there, very, very high up in the company. I know that they enjoy the podcast and they do watch. So if you're out there, won't say names, but we're coming.
Let's get it done. Let's get it done. Let's make this happen. Gosh. Plus, we just hit 60,000 listeners the other day.
Yeah, no,
That
it's
was
growing,
fantastic.
dude. How cool is that?
That was unreal.
I'm curious
mean-
to see how these remote ones do, if that's throwing people off, if they're not fans of it, because I got, Nokia quality flip phone over here, or and you look like you're literally Johnny Miller's going to walk in the booth with you. Curious if this makes a difference.
It does, I feel like, a little bit. The audio quality is going to be tough. Like, I've got to clean that up on your end of it. But, I mean, for the most part, it's another quality episode out of us, I feel like. But that's up to the audience to decide. Now, Tyson said he's going to give Bob a call for me. So, love that out of you, Tyson. Thank you for that. And then Trot Golfer is saying there's better clubs out there. Don't sell yourself short. Well, here's the thing, Trot.
Not really. There really aren't.
But Butsy's already set up on the PXG train, and they're local here. You got to represent the local brands, and if they're willing to give me a partnership deal here, I mean, it could be pretty sweet of a setup. That
I will
for
say,
them and I.
in years past, they were not the best, and that has changed. I wouldn't play especially the woods. I would not have those in the bags. I have a hard enough time finding the fairway. I'm not getting paid by them. So if TaylorMade was better, if Callaway was better, that would be in the bag. The new shit is fucking diesel. It's really good. Like, finally, it's taken a decade, but it's there now. The blades are crispy. A little promo there. If you boys are out there watching, if you're watching.
Well, I will say, because the reviews and everything around the new equipment this year have been night and day different than in previous years. So
Yeah.
they definitely have revamped their entire lineup of clubs, and it has definitely gotten a heck of a lot better. And watching you, Butsy, and not being able to hit a hook with your driver and just all of a sudden hitting the straight ropes, I was like, holy crap, that technology has to be good.
My
So
my
that
scores
was
have gone
fantastic.
down significantly with the same amount of practice in the last 6 months, and yeah, so I can't attribute it to anything else. I'm finding the golf ball more, finding it
There
more.
you go.
hmm
Well, folks, if there's no other questions here, but let's see. When's the putter reveal, Butts? That's what Trot Golfer wants to know.
There's two. So there's two. There's one. So I was lucky enough to go into the PXG tour department the other day, and that's like this crazy off limits security pass thing. I've become friends with somebody over there again, very high up in the business. I won't mention his name, but allowed access there. They did build a putter for me. That one I cannot show. There's one that is coming out in about a month and a half that I have been rolling over the lab putter, and I
Those
think
are
Matt's
fighting
seen
words.
it. I think Matt's seen it. I don't know. Have you seen it yet?
I
You
believe
saw
so.
it. So it comes out mid-September, I believe, but I'll be able to show that off hopefully maybe this week. I'm gonna ask because it's just cool.
And if we go up to HQ, you never know what you're going to see.
You might be allowed to show it off, but yeah, there's some shit going on back there that they do not show to the public. You're not gonna find these things on eBay. Uh, it's like wild. They got a little mini driver. They got some really cool shit.
Oh, that's a new thing.
There
Mini
and,
driver.
and that will never make it to the public like I ever. There's a couple variations of drivers that are out there that they make for tour players that are dressed up. I can't get too far into it, but there's some really cool shit that they're doing now, and like I'm saying, they're on the map now.
They're on the map, folks. You heard it here first. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's about it. Tyson said, good session, guys. You know, we got Kyle still throwing in some great quotes in here. The only time he killed or any time he took out a 1-iron was to kill a tarantula.
And so. I took at 7 to do that. Golf's 3 ugliest words. Still your
Still your shot.
Who's got this? You fucking idiot. Shit, that's funny. Just going hard on the Google tonight, trying to get under Maddie's skin, trying to get him.
Do it. Love it. Absolutely love it. That wraps it up. That absolutely wraps up this episode. So, folks, next week we got an awesome episode. No, it's not an Olympics recap like this week. It is the FedEx Cup preview show. And if my goal for next week is to get Butsy so fired up for the FedEx Cup. And if he doesn't, then I failed, and we'll be really pumped up about LIV Golf Greenbrier because we got that next week as well. So FedEx Cup starts next week. LIV Golf Greenbrier next week. Thank you, Swannies. Once again, folks, they've got a brand new drop of luggage. It is awesome. It's all black, really sick. And you can go to Swannies.co, utilize promo code PullHookGolf25 at checkout for 25% off your entire order. Once again, at Swannies.co. Signing off, and oh gosh, right before we sign off, Anti-Liv threw in a question. Wow, we were almost done there.
Whoa.
Hold the phone. Hold the phone. She's got a cannon. Has LIV destroyed Rahm's career? I'm going to let you start that one, Butsy.
For the foreseeable future, yes. For the end of time, I don't know. I mean, I think we're going to...
That's coming from a LIV guy, folks. That's coming from a LIV guy.
Matt, we didn't talk about any updates on the collaboration and LIV becoming a part of the PGA Tour. I don't know if we have any updates there to give, but...
It has been radio silence.
Yeah. I figured we would have talked about, there's the thing, severe thunderstorm. Yeah, okay.
Go into the basement.
Just got a text from my brother. I'm getting shit on. He lives a mile from me. But anyways, where were we at? Oh, it's gonna ruin his career for the next year or so, I think, until they figure this out and he's back to playing with his buddies again.
Good point. It's a really good point.
Oh
I
my
definitely
God.
think it has done more damage to Jon Rahm than what people realize.
Let me show you this.
Yeah, let's take a look at the tornado outside. I'll keep talking a little bit about Jon Rahm's career and how LIV Golf, it's been tough on John. Oh shit. Look, oh my God. Folks, we were not kidding about the tornado warnings and all that.
Close it! No, I'll get them here in a second. I think most of what was on the patio is gone. So,
oh
yeah.
No, you hate to hear that. Going back to Rahm, though, he said that it has been a really tough year, not only on him but his wife. I think the decision to go was easy because of how much money, but I think he didn't realize how many people were going to turn on him, and I think that's been tough on him.
For sure. Yeah, a little
and
fall
he
from
has
greatness.
struggled with his mental side of things, as we know. Like he's hot on the golf course, gets upset, has definitely had meltdowns. I mean, gosh,
he's probably sick of hearing about it.
You hang around enough people from Whisper Rock, and you've heard the stories. So there's definitely, it has potentially ruined his career for the time being.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
All right, we got to get out of here. Swannies, folks. Swannies.co, PullHookGolf25 at checkout. Utilize that promo code for 25% off. Get that drop of luggage. They're sending it out to me today. So I'm excited to receive that. And I will show all of you hopefully next week on the podcast. They also are sending out some new fresh stuff as well. So looking forward to all of that. And next week, LIV Golf Greenbrier, FedEx Cup. Let's effing go. See you, everybody. Butsy, hang on for me as we sign off.
For sure.
And